Welcome to Our Kids, sponsored by Jefferson County Public Schools. I am Ballard High School correspondent Sarah Lamb. This October, we'll take a look at what students are doing in classrooms across the district, from using new interactive learning labs to exploring careers in the Academies of Louisville. Let's start with the groundbreaking of a new school in West Louisville. The new state-of-the-art elementary school will be connected to the YMCA on West Broadway.
And now we have the opportunity to build the first school this century, since the turn of the century, in West Louisville. And I'm so happy and pleased to be standing here to bring that to you today.
I want a classroom with bright windows and lots of friends and lots of teachers and computers, new computers for Wheatley Elementary School, and a bright classroom with lots of windows. Thank you for the new school at Wheatley Elementary School. I can't wait, yes.
They are going to be in a brand new school building with innovative learning spaces, lighting that supports learning, wide hallways, great technology, access to all the services that the Y provides and those wraparound services. So just imagine what it's going to be like on day one for these young people to walk into this brand new school building after they've been in a school building that probably needed to be condemned several decades ago.
And now to see the beautiful rendering over here of what this is going to look like tying into the health center at the YMCA. These are actions that dreams are made of.
Our students will have an amazing opportunity to work with the YMCA. YMCA is truly student-focused. For our community members from the California and Russell communities, the history of Roosevelt Perry and Phyllis Wheatley will remain.
Collaboration is not just a project, it's intended to expand opportunities, broaden choices for the children and families of the school and ultimately the broader community, and add value to the education experiences through collaboration.
This partnership will be a difference maker for students in this community.
This building is going to be organized around a large lobby with a flanking cafeteria, and most of the family and community serving facilities within this building will be just to your left over here along this hallway along Maple Street. And the two-story classroom building will be along the Dixie Highway 18th Street corridor.
And the school is probably very, very nice, and it's probably a good school too, just like elementary school, and I can't wait to go there.
Newburg Middle School opened its new Student Achievement Community Center. The space will give students and their families a spot to get emergency food items, clothes, and supplies.
The grand opening and ribbon cutting of the Student Achievement Community Center.
This is definitely a day of celebration. Today I'd like to introduce to you the SAC. It's a concept that I believe will make our work easier, more effective, and able to create lasting changes in our school and community. Our students will walk through the doors of the SAC and see an award-winning closet. They will see a wide variety of much-needed items and incentives, and it all belongs to them.
I am blessed to be here, but I am grateful to see so many faces here this morning to honor the work of Ronnie Stoner, to showcase the community partners who just didn't say, if you need anything, just call me. These are community partners who followed up with us. These are community partners who wanted to be a part of the SAC. So it's a beautiful morning.
During my time in Newburg, I've witnessed some cool things, but nothing like what we were gathered here for today. The Youth Service Center has definitely been beneficial to me, whether I've needed school supplies, a change of clothes, or some one-on-one tutoring session. The Youth Service Center has always been there to support me. The Youth Service Center helps so many of our students with resources to make sure that we are all successful. The students and families in Newburg will no longer be without the basic needs that we sometimes face.
Gone are the days of our students being made fun of for their shoes and their clothes. Gone are the days of the students coming into school with the same outfit that they wore on the previous day. Gone are the days that a student will only eat school breakfast and lunch. Gone are the days that a student comes into our building with dirty clothes. So community partners, I thank you.
The Grace James Academy held their first lab coat and pinning ceremony at the Muhammad Ali Center.
We are at the Muhammad Ali Center getting ready for our pinning and lab coat ceremony.
Our students show their Crown values: collaboration, resilience, originality, willingness, and narrative.
I am wearing a purple lab coat, and it means that I've made it this far into Grace James.
And so this is an opportunity for them to show up and wear their purple lab coats that they did receive last year. But because they didn't get to have a ceremony, we're having a pinning ceremony. So they will get pinned tonight by local STEMinists in Louisville.
Diamond Barnes, Ava Bland, Tiaja Boyington.
Our 6th grade gems will be coming tonight, and they are going to receive their purple lab coat.
Our young ladies here tonight are precious students who will be loved and educated in JCPS.
What I do know is you are a part of a great school and what's going to be a great tradition in JCPS.
So know that you are worthy, know that you are loved, know that you are supported. Wear your crown proudly.
We are a STEAM Academy, which stands for Science, Technology, Engineering, Art, and Math. And that is where our curriculum and our content is integrated and it's interdisciplinary, where teachers work across content areas. So you may have math and science working in order to meet the needs of a project-based learning project, or science and social studies, or reading and social studies.
We were born to shine, so don't get blinded by our glare. We were created with finesse, fortitude, and undeniable flair.
Our girls are STEM, feminist, STEMinist. I want them to feel empowered. I want them to know that they are important and that they matter, and that their voice will matter, not only as an 11, 12-year-old girl, but as a growing, evolving human being. Within our larger society, not everyone has had a fair chance. Unfortunately, because the way society has socialized us to believe that women can only do certain things, and then women of color can only do certain things, and put us in boxes or label us as you can only go so far. And we want to dismantle and disrupt not only that narrative about women and women of color, but what school can look like and what school can be.
Well, I really wanted to go because of the Afrocentric curriculum, and it was all girls, and I just really loved the concept of the school, and I just really wanted to apply, and I got in, so I was happy.
This is a different generation, so we have to adapt and adjust every 3 to 5 years for the students that we serve currently. We have technology, we have YouTube, we have Google, we have lots of things at our disposal. The content is in the palm of our hand. Applying that content to new and novel situations for innovation or iteration is where we need to take students, because job market-wise, you don't want someone who knows science. You want someone who can apply that science to new and novel situations, to bring things to your organization, to enhance it, to be an asset, not just come along and stay stagnant and maintain the status quo. Grace James is not about maintaining the status quo.
We are Grace James Academy.
Woo! I am a brilliant gem. I am greatness. My potential is limitless. I am encouraged by my sisterhood. My education is my right to succeed. I know my worth. I am one of the gems of the Grace James Academy of Excellence.
It was a great first day for early childhood students. Take a look.
Walk on the stars. You're doing good. Keep walking. Keep walking.
Ballard High School's cyber engineering class is helping students achieve certifications in the IT field.
This is Pete Williams. I'm at Ballard High School in Louisville, Kentucky. I'm the instructor for the cyber engineering curriculum. We're piloting a program in cyber engineering called Cyber Science. The course here, information technology, is a precursor to A+ certification. So the kids are working toward an information technology certification that would help them in a career in cyber science.
Right now I'm studying on our final, and it's just all about like what goes in a computer, how a computer works, software on a computer, like how websites are made.
I was always interested in IT, but it's definitely motivated me to do more in it and learn more about it. What I like about cyber engineering field is that I'm able to create things and make something that can help others in any way they need.
JCPS has ordered a smart panel computer for every classroom in the district. It's technology that will help both teachers and students.
You can start scrolling through, it's all hand movement, and then just start clicking around. Your finger is your mouse. If you have like an image or something, if you can't read it, you can do like you do on a phone, or you can pinch it and it makes it smaller.
These beautiful panels that you see all around us right now. I was in Bick Elementary School right before the end of the year visiting Bick with our in-person school, and I was in a first grade classroom where a teacher had one of these smart panels in their classroom. And I was amazed at what the kids were doing with the teacher, the technology. We have ordered one of these for every single classroom in JCPS. So as we move into the new year, and obviously as they come in, we'll be moving them into classrooms. But the exciting part in the future for JCPS to transform the way we teach and learn is that every single classroom in JCPS will have one of these smart panels, and teachers will have training throughout the year. So we're using ESSER funds in order to support this and make sure every single classroom has the technology that is needed, no matter what zip code that school is in, or what school they may be going to, a student may be going to.
So the big difference is that this is an actual computer. Previously, teachers would have to connect a wire from their computer to the device to be able to project, and now they don't have to do that. Now they can simply log in to the interactive panel, and it serves as a standalone computer on wheels. It's a big win.
We've got more JCPS stories coming up. Stay tuned.
I'm Tara Stewart, and I teach 6th and 7th grade ECE at Highland Middle School. In 1999, I went to work for JCPS as the secretary, and then I left JCPS to go to Bellarmine. While there, I finished my degree that I'd started earlier, and that's what led me being able to be qualified to come back as a teacher a few years later. What I love most, I think a couple of the things that have really stuck out in is the kid that I watched the first day of class going, how am I going to get through to him? And now he's writing, sentences about how I've made his life better, The kid that just sat back there and glared at me the first day of school is now walking up, giving me a hug, telling me I'm their favorite teacher. Those are the things that I'm looking for. Those are the things that make it, exciting and thrilling to try to find out how to reach the kids at their level. Growing up hearing about white privilege, and I grew up 2/3 of my childhood homeless, so for me that was such a foreign thing, and it kind of angered me. Until I had a friend sit down and explain to me that I can borrow clothes from a friend and pass off as anybody I want. They can't change the color of their skin. They can't change their accent. Can't change their religious affiliation. And learning to look at things from their reality, because it was teachers who made a difference in my world. My home wasn't what I'd hoped for, but I had some teachers that, even though I was the roughneck kid who got in a fight twice a week, I saw that a couple of teachers saw something in me that they thought were worth saving. And they reached out to me, they threw me a lifeline, and that enabled me to change my stars and that of my family. And now I'm trying to give it back. I'm Tara Stewart, and I am JCPS.
I love my school.
My teachers care about me and my success.
JCPS has prepared me for what's next.
I am JCPS.
I am JCPS.
I am JCPS.
Welcome back to Our Kids. I'm Ballard High School correspondent Sarah Lamb. Newburg Middle School has a new Verizon Innovative Learning Lab where students can explore technology.
The Newburg Innovative Lab.
You're at Newburg Middle School, and this is the grand opening ribbon cutting ceremony for our Verizon Lab, which is our innovative makerspace.
It's a 360-degree camera and I can move around where.
It was done in collaboration with Verizon Wireless, Heart of America, and Arizona State University. The idea of the lab overall is to create an immersive experience that sets up students with the technology necessary for tomorrow's world.
So you click print, and then you will select what you want, so we can do an earring.
This is the doing of learning. This is putting the learning into practice and really making it their own. So they can design things as they want, they print it out on the 3D printer, they engage in the VR environments that they are creating, and it really brings the learning to life, opposed to just seeing it on paper and pencil or on a computer in itself.
We have a lot of things here. We have little cars over there. We have VR sets where we can see any place that we want to. And we have computers, we have 3D printers, we have almost everything. This is going to help my education basically to learn more, honestly, about the world, honestly, about educational math. We got 3D printers, so learn more about shape.
Imagine getting to play while learning, right? You are learning while you are playing. Who wouldn't want that? It encourages discovery, and when discovery happens, our kiddos go deeper with their learning. So giving them an opportunity and a space for it to be a catalyst, for them to inquire, for them to wonder, that's what it's about.
Well, I love it. I think it's very cool that we're one of the first schools to have some stuff like this, and that's very advanced.
Pleasure Ridge Park High School hosted a tour of their Academy of Louisville programs for local business leaders.
Thank you all for being here today. What you do for our students makes a difference in their lives, in our school, and in our community. And you are helping our future to grow. So again, thank you for that.
So you want to make sure that you dial it down. As you see that playing, it's over 1/4 of an inch.
We're at PRP, and this is welding class. It's Mr. McCoy, and just teaching us how to weld.
So you all know the drill. How close you need to be. We're not going to be touching it.
So we're going to help kind of get this gentleman out of the bed into the wheelchair.
The roles that you guys have played has been integral, okay? The focus on workplace, the focus on the skills that students need when they leave us. So we're preparing them for that next step. What you guys have done to help with that, I can't thank you guys enough.
We're going to grab it with a pair of pliers.
At first, I didn't really know what I wanted to do, but I know I like to build things, so I went ahead and hopped in the Manufacturing and Engineering Academy here at PRP, and I ended up here, and I really enjoy it.
So far, I've learned a lot based off of what everything is used for, what everything does, and its purpose in the pharmacy, and I expect to learn a lot more as I'm in here throughout the year.
All right, somebody else. What else? Tim?
Learn a lot more about the salary.
The Academies of Louisville program is definitely designed to make sure learning is relevant. Kids are engaged, and our business partners are a part of that learning. You know, these great programs that they have here around welding, computer-aided design, health sciences, cinematography, and video production and architecture. I would say there's probably not another high school you would find that has such a wide variety of supports for kids so they'll be engaged in the programs and that they can get certifications and work experience in our jobs where we need it in the Louisville economy.
Anybody want to share with Dr. Polio what we're working on?
As a group, as a collective, all of us in this room, students included, the work that you guys as business partners have put in, we're seeing the success. We're seeing the excitement in our students. I sat around the table with these ambassadors yesterday and just said, what have the academies done for you guys? And they could talk for hours. And I was expecting that, but not really. The things that they shared, and I asked them to imagine high school without the academy model and what that would look like. And all I got was, it would be extremely boring. And we don't know that we would have the skills that we need to go on, to move on wherever we go, college, career, whatever it is.
All right? Now the track torch is set up perfectly right now.
I think it's really important because a lot of other classes are like getting you ready for college. That's pretty much your only option. But this class is more getting you ready for the world. Like, this gets you ready to go straight to work. If that's what you want to do, you're ready for it as soon as you get out of high school.
Okay, and that's what we want.
Brandeis elementary students are volunteering to regularly test for COVID-19. It's an easy process that students can sign up for across the district.
Good job. One more time to the other side.
It felt uncomfortable at first, but then I got used to it.
At the end, it felt tingly in my nose and kind of funny.
We're at Brandeis Elementary School. We're doing rapid COVID test, diagnostic testing of students and staff. With the elementary age students having many of them siblings who are older, middle school and high school, that, you know, inadvertently they may be in settings where they may not necessarily be the initial contact, but certainly in a home where they become a contact. I hope this helps by having data, you know, information that's available that says that I've been through this process, I've been tested, I'm testing negative, so that is a good indication that I'm not carrying the virus at this time. And so I think the more we're proactive about continuing to have testing done frequently, that it helps to ease that anxiety. If parents want to sign up, there is a link, and they can find the link there and sign up for the process.
Westport Middle School explains how they are incorporating protocols to help keep students healthy.
We know that our schools in JCPS are working really hard to keep students, staff, and families safe, doing everything you can to keep COVID out of your buildings. We're here at Westport Middle, where they have some great examples of ways to do this, because our goal is to reduce spread of COVID and to reduce the number of students who have to quarantine because they've been exposed to COVID. We want to do everything we can to keep COVID out of our schools and keep students in.
It's certainly a challenge with a classroom full of kids and all the transitions and things that come with middle school and high school to know where kids are at. But one thing we've done is we've expected all of our teachers to have a seating chart for every one of their classes. We want to make sure kids stay in their assigned seats throughout the day and they're not mingling and wandering around the rooms. We've got assigned seats from everything from their morning holding areas to the cafeteria to the car rider queues, all those sorts of things. And so we know immediately which 2 or 3 or 4 students have been sitting near or within that student's bubble that could cause us to potentially have to isolate those other students. We just called a contact tracing simulation. During staff meetings, we'll just pull a random student's name from each one of our teams and assign it to that team. And they have to come back to us within 20 minutes and give us all the kids that could have been within that student's bubble. We can help our teachers understand that when they do activities where students may be moving or maybe they're clustered in small groups, that we kind of keep that 15-minute time frame in mind. And so many of our teachers are limiting those sorts of activities to 8 to 10 or 12 minutes at a time to allow them to kind of stay underneath that 15-minute threshold.
Do you need any PPE equipment?
We have one of our staff members that comes around daily with kind of a airplane stewardess style, kind of coming down our hallways with a cart full of PPE that she goes around to all of our rooms and replenishes whatever teachers have requested.
Have a good lunch. Put your hand up.
We've got our hallway monitors and other support staff that are helping us out throughout the day. They're keeping kids moving throughout between classes, so there's not kind of stagnant pods of students just kind of lingering and talking. We've got hand sanitizer stations in all of our hallways. Each of our classrooms has hand sanitizer and other PPE stockpiles. We want to make sure that kids know, and we remind them in announcements. We've got posters on the walls, all those sorts of things, of all those things that they can do. Keeping their masks up, washing their hands, doing all those little things that really add up.
The main goal is to separate students from the general population to try to quarantine them as fast as we can. One of the main things is to have the student isolated, so we take them to the isolation room. They're given a rapid COVID test if they're symptomatic, and we call parents to have that consent, make sure they have the consent form on file. A parent is called to come pick up the child, and we also give them a handout so they can access their school work. If they need a Chromebook, they can contact a lot of people on there who can help them out during their time in quarantine. So the main thing here that has helped is the teamwork that we have. the attendance clerk, the school manager administrator, and the principal all work together to keep kids safe.
We know that all of our schools are working very hard, and this is a lot of work. But Westport is doing a great job of showing the example of the teamwork that it takes to do this successfully. It's going to take all of us working together to keep COVID out and keep students in.
Correspondent Elizabeth Satterley gives us a peek into a science class at Atherton High School.
Ms. Green's class was studying the effects of putting acid on metal in the lab. We decided to take a look at what students were learning in class.
She had us get a bunch of these materials of like different characteristics and test them. So like she had us test if they were brittle or if they were hard or if you could kind of shape them. And she also is having us test if they react to certain chemicals, like one of them is hydrochloric acid, I think.
It was kind of cool to see you know, how different things react to different chemicals. It's also cool that a lot of things that can look the same can have completely different composition.
At the end of last school year, Ballard High School physics students got to test their knowledge with an egg drop. Correspondent Michael Calderon brings us the story.
I'm Michael Calderon, and today Ballard's freshman physics class is testing momentum in new ways.
Today was the culmination of our momentum and impulse unit. So momentum is this idea of mass in motion. And impulse is when we use a force over a period of time to change momentum. So these are exactly equal to each other, this idea that the change in momentum is equal to the force and the time that force is exerted. So to do that, we did this project called the Egg Drop Challenge, where we had to make a device that would keep your egg safe as we dropped the egg from the top of our Ballard Stadium here, which is about 41 meters tall, 134 feet about.
I'm Ballard correspondent Michael Calderon for Our Kids.
Laukhuf Elementary first grade students were excited to show off their parachute skills during a visit from the superintendent. It looks like everyone had so much fun.
Up, down. Ready? Up, down. Up, down. Shake it out, shake it out.
Thanks for watching our show. You can find entire episodes on our JCPS YouTube channel. Until next time, keep supporting our kids.